So there's one final thing I want to show, which is how to make small changes, for example, to the HTML layout of a Django website without rebuilding your whole container for every minor change you want to try out on OpenShift. For that, I'm going to create a Django project called My Django App. Change testing, whatever. I'm going to create that website. It's going to be a Python Django application, obviously. I'm going to use my own version of the Django example repository for that and use my tag day 2017 branch and start building this. There we go. So as this build is running, we will see a Postgres database pop up here in any minute now. And when this build is done, we will have the actual Django process running here. What I want to show you is that we can actually change a little bit of the HTML templates that are part of this Django example application and test out those changes in the live running pod, in the live running container on OpenShift without doing a complete rebuild. And then when we're satisfied with the change, we can then commit it to Git and have a new real build done. So I think the build is just about done. Let's check the logs here. Running a post commit hook. So yeah, Django application has been built. Layers are being pushed into the registry as we speak. When the layers are in, when the whole image has been pushed into the registry, we should see the deployment happening. Let's go back to the overview page. It should happen any second now. And there we go. Deployment 1 is running. We should see the Django pod popping up any second. It's almost there. And there you have it. So we have the database running over here. We have the Django application running over there. We can click this link and we end up in a, as you can see, in a very simple Django example page. And what we're going to do now is change this page in the running pod so we can basically check out some small changes. And then when we're satisfied with them, we'll commit them to Git. So in order to make that work, I've checked out the Django repository on my local system. I've switched to the tech day 2017 branch, and I will now edit the template that goes with that page I showed you a second before. It's called welcome templates, welcome index.html. I'm going to scroll all the way down and I'm going to change just this simple request information thing. I'm going to change that to a YouTube video about an OpenShift. Whatever. There we go. Now, I'm going to rsync this into my running pod, and therefore I need to get the name of my pod. So I'm going to first switch over to the right project. And the project that I want to use for this is obviously the one that runs my Django application. So that's my Django app. Switch over to that project. And now I want to have all the pods that are running in this container in order to push my changes into the right one. So the one we need is the Django PSQL persistent 1 R6833, which is running, which is hosting my Django application right now. So I'm going to rsync this whole directory into that pod, and I'm going to put it into the directory in my pod, in my container, where my source code lives. So basically, that's the whole command. In my screen. So everything is rsynced in right now. So if we switch back to OpenShift, I can show you that my change has been put in there in that container. So there we are, back in OpenShift. Click this link again, switch over to the other tab. There we are, and now you can see I have changed the request information header into a YouTube video about Django on OpenShift. Now, if you wanted to do some changes and test some different options for that change, it would be annoying to have to run that OCR sync command all over again. So we have a special flag called --watch, which would automatically sync all the changes we do in my checked out copy of the Git repository into this running pod, and basically make it easy for me to prototype some changes in this website. So let's check that out. So let me clear this. The only thing I need to change from the previous command is to add the --watch flag. And I now have a process that will be watching this directory for any changes in files and automatically rsync them into my running pod. So let's switch over to a second terminal and edit that file again that we used before. Let's change this to, I don't know, let's change this to I don't know what to change this to. Save that again and switch back to that first terminal. You see that it's already been sent into my running pod. Switch back to OpenShift. So let's go back to OpenShift, click this link again, switch to the other tab for recording, and you can now see that I don't know what to change this to as the header for this box over here. Now I could go back to my Git repository, commit this to Git, push it into GitHub, and then have a new build happening on my CDK OpenShift cluster. I'm not going to do that right now. I think I made my point and showed you what is possible here. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this video, if you like the channel, please let me know. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, check out the blog at 100things@wizard.com and follow me on Twitter at Maxime Burgerhout. If you have any remaining questions, feel free to send me an email or send me a Twitter message, and I'll try to follow up with you. And for now, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks, and goodbye.